Welcome into the Crypto Bunker podcast. Today, I wanted to talk to you guys about constructing the perfect portfolio. What are the things that you need in your portfolio of cryptocurrency looking into the future? Okay, so this isn't about quick gains, it's not about just trading. It's really about what bets do you want to make in the crypto space that will give you the best chance long term to have massive value gains. So it's basically what are the coins in the space and what are the different categories in the crypto space that you want to invest in to make sure that you're covering all your bases. And I just want to say I just think that we're so early in this crypto space right now that we all just need to take a step back and get some perspective, because a lot of times when you're in the crypto space and you're on crypto Twitter, um, which if you guys haven't yet, follow me also on Twitter. I'll show you my account at crypto_bunker, crypto bunker. If you want to follow me, subscribe to the YouTube channel, all that stuff. Um, But the reason I have Dogecoin up is because, listen, like, I am actually one of the biggest haters of Dogecoin and some of these meme coins. But I listened to Up Only TV yesterday with Raoul Paul, and I realized that it doesn't matter that it doesn't do anything. It's, it doesn't matter that it's a complete shitcoin, right? Like that it doesn't have any intrinsic value. Its inflation is, unlimited, all that stuff, right? But wait a minute, that doesn't actually matter. What matters is the community and the support that it has behind it to to continue to possibly develop in the future, right? Um, So that's the thing, is there's a possibility of smart contracts or things being added to Dogecoin in the future just because it's a platform, right? Like it's something that um, can be, possibly used, I think, in the future, and maybe it won't be, but it has the following, it has the backing of Elon Musk, and obviously he loves it, and I think there's other people who love it too, that want it to see it succeed. And so they're going to, like he said, talking to the Dogecoin devs, which again, like I've made fun of it too. I don't think might not be real, but it doesn't really matter. What matters is the fact that there is sort of a support behind it. I mean, I think Vitalik talked about this. Vitalik Buterin, he owns Doge. He loves Doge. He's going to hold the rest of the Doge that he has. He sold some at 7 cents, I think, and now he's just going to hold it. And there's also news that possibly Dogecoin is going to be integrated into Ethereum, which would make sense. Sort of make it like an ERC20 token, so it can be traded around, um, and things like that. So I don't think it should be a large percentage of anyone's portfolio, maybe 0.5%, but just the potential of what it could be. Um, I think it does actually deserve a place. Let's get into the serious stuff. Obviously, Bitcoin and Ethereum, I believe, are the two main things you want to have in your portfolio. With Bitcoin, you have the store of value. There's only going to ever be 21 million coins, very secure network, something that isn't going to change too much, and you sort of know what it is. It's digital gold. The market cap of gold is 12 trillion. That's what we're aiming for. We're looking at like $500,000 Bitcoin as sort of the goal of what we're trying to achieve with it. So it's pretty simple. That's a pretty simple concept, and it can't be controlled. We have Bitcoin mining that obviously is leaving China right now, and I think that's why we're getting some downward pressure constantly on the price. And it's really hard for us to break up, is because these miners are, having to move from China to probably North America, which is actually good for the future of Bitcoin. It's not good for the short to midterm price action on it, because a lot of the miners are having to leave China. But for the security of the network, we don't want China to own the hash rate, and I think it's a political mistake for them to kick out the miners. I mean, it's one thing to say like, okay, we're not going to let you trade Bitcoin or move it around or whatever they want to do with the citizens because they're Communist Party, but to actually kick out the Bitcoin mining is definitely risky for them. I don't understand it. I mean, they're moving towards a digital currency. Why would you want to kick out the majority of the hash rate on digital gold? I'm not really sure. Ethereum, there's a lot of catalysts coming up for Ethereum. Um, we have EIP 1559, which is coming up in about a month, where every fee that people pay on the ETH network for NFTs, for trading different tokens, for all the things you can do on Ethereum where you need ETH as a transaction fee, that's all going to be burned. So any ETH that's being used to do those things as fees are going to be burned. The ETH mining is done. The miners are done, and maybe that could cause some selling pressure as well. So let's not rule that out. But I think long term, again, it's very good for the network to be able to burn ETH, and that makes it deflationary, right? Another thing that's going to make it a little bit deflationary is staking, and staking is already about almost 10% of the ETH is staked right now in a staking contract. I know I have some of my ETH staked on Kraken, where I'm earning, 6 to 7% paid in ETH each week, and that's something that I choose to do. I guess it's the risk that I take, but I believe that ETH 2.0 will happen and will go through, and that's scheduled to happen at the end of the year, maybe beginning of next year. If I had to guess, probably January 2021 or 2022 will be when ETH 2.0 fully goes through and we enter into a new era of Ethereum. Again, that might be a sell-off moment because a lot of people have staked their ETH, and once they can finally move those ETH, they may want to realize some of those profits. So, but again, long term, if more people are locking up their ETH tokens in the ETH 2.0 staking contract, that's again more deflationary for ETH, less ETH on exchanges, less ETH circulating around. The third thing, and obviously ETH, it does so much more, right? I mean, it's a smart contract platform where you can, create new projects, you can create NFTs. There's so many things that you can do with it that I think we're just getting started with Ethereum. It's very early days. The next thing is the DeFi Pulse Index. I think that everyone should have a piece of DeFi in their portfolio. And as you can see, there are many different DeFi tokens, right? So I think the best way to do this is to look at these token sets. And I think that these guys at Index Coop do a great job with the DeFi Pulse Index. And for me, I've always sort of avoided it. I've always tried to do my own thing and like I'm like, I know enough about these different tokens where I can like make the right investment, buy the right things. But I think at the end of the day, at the end of the day, this is the sort of thing that you need to leave for someone else to sort of allocate for you. And I think that they do, just a great job. These are all the tokens that I want, right? And, you can see that their allocations are heavily weighted to Uniswap, Aave token, Maker, Compound, Sushi, Synthetics, and Yearn. And those are the best tokens out there for DeFi. And so if I'm going to make my own portfolio of DeFi tokens, why wouldn't I just follow this? And they can reposition for me based on the research that they are doing. It's also cool that you can vote on some of these protocols based on how many DPI tokens you have. And this is just a long-term way to sort of trust someone else to manage your assets, but also knowing that they have this great allocation. I mean, I think I could not have done a better job of creating percentage allocations to this. And so long term, this is something where I'm looking for them to manage my assets and manage my DeFi, index. As you can see, we're trading, at a pretty decent level where I think it sort of looks like the Aave chart. And so it's something where I think this is a good point to get in as well to the DeFi Pulse Index. All you need really is you just need a MetaMask account to hook up to this, and it's very easy to then go in and buy, some tokens. I have 3.8 tokens of DeFi Pulse Index now, and yeah, so I think that's another thing that needs to be in people's portfolio. The next thing I'll talk about, and so let's just go through what we have. We have a meme. We have the top meme coin. We have the store of value digital gold. We have the top smart contract platform where most of the tokens are going to be created for the future of some of these businesses. Corporations are going to use Ethereum. People are building digital art on Ethereum, things like that. We also have, so we have Bitcoin, Ethereum, DeFi Pulse Index. We have the meme coin. Now we want a Metaverse coin. And people are saying, might think, what's a Metaverse, whatever. Metaverse is basically a virtual world where you can create value and share value with other people on a virtual world network. And it's pretty cool. I mean, we can go through it right now. So as you can see, this is sort of like a preview of what it might look like. Sometimes it takes a little bit to load, but so you can immerse yourself into the first virtual world, fully owned by its users. You can buy land in Decentraland with MANA tokens. You can build on that land. There's like companies like Atari, Binance, Nuggets News from YouTube. They all sort of have like little hubs that they build within Decentraland. So again, it's pretty cool. I just want to show you guys that real quick. So I can attach my MetaMask wallet, and my Decentraland MANA is available to me immediately in the virtual world. I'm looking at this as a really long-term play on the idea of having virtual worlds. So where you can possibly put a VR headset on, you can go into Decentraland, go to the Vegas district, meet your friend, gamble with your MANA, and feel like you're in a real world situation, but really you're just in this virtual world. I think that's just the future of what we're looking at. I mean, as Raul Powell said yesterday, this is sort of like from him a little bit as well. I mean, I've always been a Decentraland MANA fan, but recently I sort of haven't had an allocation to it. I did have, an allocation back here when it was like, I don't know, 10 cents or 7 cents or something. And I sold some up here, and then now I'm trying to buy back in because I think that, it's only a $1 billion market cap. I think that this is a, $1 trillion industry. I don't know, there's definitely, there's also the opportunity to buy token sets through this as well. So they do have a Metaverse token index as well. So this might be an easier way to sort of just be like, okay, I'm not dedicated to any of these. I trust these people to manage which metaverses are the best ones. I really like Axie Infinity token as well. I think that is a really good buy right now at $4. I don't have an allocation to it right now. I'm focusing on Mana. I think that that's sort of the blue chip of the metaverse world, and so I want a piece of the metaverse in my portfolio as well. And the last thing is just Polkadot. I think the Polkadot ecosystem is something that is going to be, really, up and coming. It's going to be basically like the new Ethereum ecosystem. They have about 100 parachains available. So there's going to be, an Ethereum parachain on Polkadot, a Bitcoin parachain on Polkadot. There's going to be different coins and tokens, basically like a new decentralized finance system. There's going to be a metaverse world on there as well. I think it's called Bitworld or something like that. That's going to be, it sounds really cool. It sounds like sort of, and Polkadot aims to make all of these different tokens like Decentraland and all these things interoperable. So if they're put on Polkadot, they're going to be able to be, you're going to go from virtual world to virtual world, easily through the Polkadot network. I know it sounds crazy, but Polkadot could actually end up being the biggest cryptocurrency, in my opinion, based on what they want to do with interoperability, having all of the different tokens on, and networks on their network. I think they're also going to be very easily accessible for corporations and companies that want to have their own public blockchain but have the security of a decentralized blockchain. I think that will also happen on Polkadot. And lastly, we have Kusama, which is basically a test net for Polkadot. And it's basically just a faster, sort of crazier version of Polkadot where you can just like test things out and experiment. But it basically has the same technology advances as Polkadot, and it's its own network. So I think that Kusama, if Polkadot succeeds, has a big place as well because it is a test net for Polkadot. Its parachains are actually happening right now on Kusama, which is really exciting. And so those parachain auctions are just starting this week. And, the thing about, I think the price of Polkadot and Kusama is when these parachain auctions come out, people are actually going to have to stake their Polkadot and Kusama into these networks for like 6 to 12 months to support them as part of this parachain crowd loan auction. So I can participate if I want, take my Polkadot tokens and bond them to these projects, and then I just get them back in 12 months. But for me to have to lock them up for that long, I have to be, basically it's going to be deflationary for the price because all these tokens are going to be locked in these parachain auction contracts. So yeah, I think Polkadot's going for that interoperability. So what we have in our portfolio, we have interoperability through the Polkadot ecosystem with Kusama. We have Decentraland, which is a metaverse play. We have a little bit of Dogecoin, which is a meme coin play. We have Bitcoin, store of value, digital gold. We have Ethereum, top smart contract platform. And we have the DeFi Pulse Index, which is giving us exposure to decentralized finance, where again, a lot of these projects are doing different things within the DeFi space. But I think that is great because you sort of get exposure to all of them. You have Uniswap, which is an exchange. You have, a top decentralized exchange. Think like you're investing in Coinbase. Same thing as investing in Uniswap, except it's decentralized. So I think it could be bigger than Coinbase market cap, which is 48 billion. Aave token, which is sort of like a bank. It's a lending and borrowing platform. So think of like Wells Fargo. Think of Wells Fargo market cap, 180 billion. Maker, same thing as Aave, except they create their own, decentralized dollar peg stablecoin DAI from the collateral that people put into their contracts, lending and borrowing, which is really really great for the space. Sushi is sort of the crazier sort of version of Uniswap. So it's the second top exchange for decentralized finance. Compound is also lending and borrowing. So these three, lending and borrowing, exchange. Synthetics is actually it's a decentralized sort of trading platform where you're going to be able to trade synthetic assets like U.S. oil, gold, Apple stock, things like that, and you're going to be able to use derivatives to gamble basically on those stocks either going up or down. And you can already do this with like certain tokens and different things on there. So it's a derivatives platform, and the derivatives market is massive. So, so if Synthetics even takes a portion of that derivatives platform on Ethereum, that's huge for them as well. You have Yearn Finance, or the Wi-Fi token, which is basically a yield aggregator. So it's going to find the best yield in all of these DeFi platforms, and it's going to move your assets around to get you that best yield. And then we have Ren, which, as you've heard of, like wrapped Bitcoin, there's also Ren Bitcoin, where you're basically taking your Bitcoin, you're wrapping it using the Ren token, and then you are moving it into DeFi platforms. So it's going to be able to do this with any assets in the future, where you're going to be able to wrap them, move them into DeFi, and earn yield on those assets. Obviously, there's other things here as well. Loopring is like a ZK rollup sort of layer 2 solution. Obviously, they don't have like Matic in here yet, but I think Matic is sort of it's like its own sort of thing. So I don't think it's going to be in here at all. But you can see all the different ones they have in here. So again, I think it's a really interesting way to sort of line up your assets in these different camps and these different categories within crypto. And so I wanted to sort of show you guys, how I was going to plan to do that into the future. And again, having a long-term view on this stuff is really important. Thinking 5 to 10 years down the line with all this is really going to give you an advantage over many people who are going to sell out at the end of this bull run, and they might sell out at like 100K Bitcoin, or $2 mana, or $1,000 DeFi Pulse Index, and I just don't think that that's worth it. 10,000 ETH, not worth it, right? I'm looking at $1 million Bitcoin, $100,000 ETH, $10 mana, $3,500 DeFi Pulse Index. Like I want. And it's not even about the money, it's about, it's about the decentralized universe that we're going into with cryptocurrencies. And so, where do you want to put your chips? This is this is where I think you should do it. And thanks for listening. Give it a like, give it a subscribe, and we'll see you next time.